Awesome. Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's me, Dr. Shivani. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to jump in here and make sure that we are live on Facebook and that everything is working beautifully. Say hello or drop a comment so I know that you guys are there. Perfect. Let's see if I'm in here. So I hope all of you are going to join me today. I'm so excited to talk on sleep. Sleep is by far one of my top 5 favorite topics to share about in terms of health, wellness. All right, cool. I see someone in the group, so we're all set. So welcome everybody. And I'm so excited to have you here. Today I want to share about sleep's role in vibrant immunity. I find that oftentimes we make all this effort to take care of our health in terms of exercise or in terms of food, in terms of detoxing and all these different things that we make an effort to do, when truly the easiest thing we could have done is just slept well. And that would have been our investment in our immune system and in our vibrant health. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you today about this. So let's get started. So first, let's start with who I am. I'm a mother of 2. I'm an entrepreneur and a formulator of an Ayurvedic herbal supplement company. I have my little kids downstairs at the dining table. I hope they stay doing their virtual schooling right now. So if you're in the same boat with your kids at home, drop me a little comment below, let me know. The struggle is real, guys. Trying to stay focused, doing your work, and keeping those guys focused on their work. But doing my best, like all of you. So I've done my master's in something called Ayurvedic sciences, and it's an ancient system of health and healing from India that's over 5,000 years old. And I've also done my PhD on turmeric, the spice. And so I'm very, very passionate about what that spice can do for all of us and for our health. I've gone through and gotten my yoga certification, which is a passion of mine. Yoga is a sister science to Ayurveda. So a lot of people hear about Ayurveda through yoga since they're intertwined and related. And then I'm also a published author. I wrote a book many years ago, and I'm working on my next one now. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys here in this group and connecting with all of you. So I wanted to start with what I do. So I'm a fusionist, a highly specialized doctor of earth medicine who uses a unique combination of Eastern and Western approaches to address the root causes that enable my clients to eliminate inflammation and live in vibrant immunity. And immunity is very, very important to me because I've struggled with my own immune system and my own health my whole life. So I had to find my own solutions, my own way out of it that would allow me to just live a normal, healthy life. It's really hard to live a normal life if you're constantly battling with your own immune system and you're trying not to get sick. So that's why I wanted to share this topic with you today, because I find sleep is such an easy way to support our health and our immune system. So why not get that one block, that building block in place, get it strong, get it vibrant. And once you've got sleep awesome, then you can focus on other health matters or health topics in your life. So first, let's talk about the struggle that most people have with sleep. With sleep, I hear a lot of different things from people. Some people say I can't fall asleep. Some people say I can't stay asleep. Many people have told me they wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and they just can't fall back asleep after that. For many people, their spouse is getting bad sleep, especially in the pandemic right now, and that's affecting their sleep. So I really think sleep was its own epidemic before this time period, and this current coronavirus pandemic that we're in has just made everything far worse because people have job instability, financial instability, school instability, lots of different instabilities, right? And so the struggle is that all of those different facets of life can affect your sleep, but once you have bad sleep, you're in this cycle and you're never getting the rest you need. You're using those crutches like caffeine and certain things and comfort foods, and then again, you get bad sleep. So the struggle I find to be the biggest, I mean, there's a lot of people suffering from insomnia, but when people are getting this lower quality sleep, all of a sudden you find yourself in a sleep cycle of bad sleep, and it's hard to come out. And so I'd like to talk today on what are some things we can do that'll get us to jump out of that. Now, a lot of people also tell me I sleep okay. And I'd like to share with you that good enough sleep isn't good enough. It's just not. I'm one of those people who said, I sleep fine. I go to bed and I wake up in the morning. And what I realized was I was sleeping okay. I was getting some nights of better sleep, some nights of okay sleep. But if you're purposeful about your sleep and you wake up as if you're on vacation, like energized, you feel vibrant, you feel great, you feel clear. You don't even need like a coffee or a tea to wake you up and get you going for the day. That's what we're looking for. That's what I want all of us to have. Like, why can't all of us have this life where we wake up and we're like, yes, I'm ready to go. I am ready to do and be and build, and I feel abundant and clear and happy. That feeling is what I want for all of you. So that's why I'm teaching this today. I'm very passionate about how you can wake up from sleep feeling amazing. And then also, if you let yourself go into those deeper sleep states, you're allowing the body to heal itself. And that's very profound. If you're allowing the glymphatic system, the lymphatic system to all clear out and detox, that's a really big deal. You're giving your body the support it needs. You're giving your immune system the support it needs. And you're letting your body release its inflammation so you can start fresh the next day. So really, I want to talk about being purposeful with our sleep routine. Can you be on purpose? Can you choose every night to say, okay, I want tonight to be a great night of sleep? And then think about what are your steps leading up to that. I'm not going to have time today to cover like the whole bedtime routine, sleep hygiene, setting up your bedroom for success. There's a lot of different aspects of what I love to teach. But I want to cover some of it so that you can start implementing a few things and start to even touch on the greatness that comes from great sleep. And now go on to the impact of sleep on our immunity. Well, the thing is, the way I explain this to people is think of it as garbage trucks that come out at night. Think about garbage trucks. Every night you go to sleep and a garbage truck comes up and takes all the negative thoughts and emotions from the day out of your mind, out of your heart, goes to your gut, and all the food that didn't serve or the things that needed to be removed or detoxed from the body, it gets those too. Your feet, your joints, everything tired, inflamed, it collects it all and gets rid of it in the morning. So you have a lot of work to do to let those garbage trucks do their job. They're not just going to show up and do everything uninterrupted. It takes effort. It takes being on purpose. It takes what you wear, how your room is set up, body temperature, room temperature, all these different facets that you can approach sleep with, many of which, once you set them up, you're all set. So I'd like to go into some of those things today so you can choose to have great sleep from now onwards. So first, let's talk about a concept from ancient Eastern medicine and Ayurveda called the circadian clock. So in the East, we have this concept of the circadian clock and how your health can benefit from living according to the circadian clock and living in nature. I want to check and make sure I clicked one button. I don't think I did. I'll regret it later. Oh, I did. Perfect. Awesome. So going back to the circadian clock. The circadian clock is a concept that we've had for over 5,000 years. I don't know how to go back. Back, forward. There. Okay. So the circadian clock is a concept we've had. Now what's interesting is in the last couple of years, a couple of scientists won a Nobel Peace Prize for proving the benefits of and the validity of the circadian clock and circadian rhythm and circadian medicine. The thing is, we've been talking about this for over 5 years. So my whole life, I've been going to India and studying yoga and Ayurveda and seeing all these amazing keys to wisdom and health. And what we do here in the West, which I think is beneficial, is we prove the validity of that science. We say, okay, let's study it, let's understand it. So in the West, our Western minds can trust this and can believe in it because it has evidence of being true. So just know that this concept, circadian rhythm, has been proven here in the West, but it's a concept that's really, it's about living with the rhythm of nature. Nature leads and we follow. And so in this clock, you can see it shows, 12, 6 all the times. So it shows that about 10 p.m., you have a melatonin secretion. You get your best sleep from 10 to 2, right around 2, you have that deep sleep point, you have your lowest body temperature, and then sometime after that mark, we're heading towards that cortisol release that happens at 6. So really, we teach that the best sleep happens from 10 to 2. Now, when I explain this to people, they usually say, well, you know, I've got Netflix, I've got my TV shows, my husband likes to stay up late. You know, in the quarantine time, we started having a drink every night, and that habit was hard to break. In the quarantine time, we started baking every week and having comfort foods, and, you know, we're in another TV series on Netflix, or whatever the reasons are. I encourage you to try, just try, to move your sleep time up as close to the 10 o'clock as you can. That's really important, because as you can see, that deep sleep time frame is the most healing time. It's by far the best time to support the immune system is by sleeping during that phase. And another reason is because in Ayurveda, we teach a concept called pitta. So sleep processing food, thoughts from the day, all the biggest processing, detoxing, and cleansing, rejuvenating that happens is happening from the 10 to 2 slot, above all. So going from there, let's go into food habits. So once you understand this concept of the circadian clock and the 10 to 2, then you can work backwards from there. And that's where food habits come in. So I wrote on here, stop eating after 7. It's important to stop eating within 3 hours of your bedtime. If you're not going to go for the 10, you're going for the 11. It's just 3 hours before. So I wrote 6 to 7 p.m. is really that ideal dinner time. And what's interesting is we actually have a whole clock for when you should eat. In the East, we have very set times: breakfast, lunch, dinner. We don't graze and do all these things that we do here in the West. And I find that if you want that vibrant health, this is a great way to achieve it, is to have more structure around the times that you eat. If you want to support the immune system, really stop that food a good 3 hours before bed so that your body is focused on detoxing at night, not on digesting this huge meal you just ate. So for example, sometimes I'll go out for dinner and I'll have like a big old Italian dinner, pasta and sauces and everything and wine and all of it. And then I'll get home, it's late, it's 10 o'clock, and I'll go to sleep too soon after, and I literally feel like the food is here. Like, do you guys ever feel that way? Like you just ate, you're stuffed, you haven't digested it, and in the morning you wake up and everything's so heavy. It's because your body is still stuffed with the food. You didn't give it that chance to digest, and you didn't get to clear anything out properly. It's going to take time during the next day really to do all that. So another recommendation I have here is stop all caffeine 8 or so hours before dinner. Not everyone follows this. I also love a 3 o'clock tea time, but I try to cut off after that 3 o'clock and not go beyond that when it comes to caffeine. It can disrupt your sleep. They say up to 12 hours later, it can disrupt your sleep. So just beware. And then also be careful what you eat at dinner. Don't eat a disruptive meal. If you eat inflammatory foods, if you eat foods that cause you discomfort or foods that you're intolerant to, you'll find that when you're going to bed, you just don't feel as good. And your body's trying to fight with that food instead of just allowing you to go to sleep in peace. So sometimes it's about being really conscious about what dinner is, what you're going to allow on the dinner plate. And that will really contribute to how you feel at night. So think about that. Maybe if you're going to be trying new foods, different foods, or fun foods, those happen at lunchtime and not at dinner time. And then also no evening snacking. The body's going to be digesting instead of detoxing. So I built a habit a long time ago of tea at bedtime. I'm only allowed liquids after dinner, no snacks. If it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die, I'm starving to death, I can have an apple, but I try not to eat anything so the body isn't chewing on that before bedtime. And now let's talk about some herbs. So I love herbs and spices, and I love the idea that we can really have like a mindful medicine chest, something in our kitchen that allows us to use spices like turmeric and all these amazing spices to heal our body. So instead of reaching for a medication or something to just suppress symptoms, I'm always looking for what is that like herb or spice I can put in a tea that will quickly cool down my system or heal this issue or deal with the GI upset. And this has probably been one of the biggest keys, in addition to sleep, that supports my immune system. So going on here, let's talk about some of these. There's Brahmi, which is very cooling to the mind. Ashwagandha, which I love. Ashwagandha is like a adaptogen, helps the body adapt to stress, and it gives the body the energy it needs to stay asleep. It's an amazing spice, how it helps regulate the body for mood and everything else. Cardamom helps with restlessness. Osmanthus has a mild sedative effect, and hibiscus has many sedative effects as well. And so I shared on here a drink you can make, and you can play with this. I called it the Fusionary Evening Latte. But basically, you take warm milk, whether it's a nut milk, you can use milk, goat's milk, cashew milk, almond milk, any milk you love. And you can mix it with cardamom, ginger, turmeric, because it's anti-inflammatory, dates for the sweetness. You can use crushed almonds, which is very nice. Coconut, you can even add nutmeg if you'd like. But there's so many ways to make this drink. And when you make it to taste, your taste, with these amazing different ingredients, they'll all support you in helping get a better night's sleep. So it's really a nice tradition and ritual that you can build for yourself, where every night before you head upstairs or start the kids' bedtime rituals, whatever is a good cue for you, I use it as a cue and a reminder to tell my body, hey, we're heading towards bed. There's no more work. I'm not taking more calls. I'm not engaging in anything except for the preparation for sleep now, because I want amazing sleep. And this is really that cue to your mind and body. Think of it like when you have really little kids, a lot of times you have a whole ritual, right? We're going to go upstairs, we're going to close the blinds, we're going to turn on the sound machine, we're going to turn on the essential oil machine. What all those things are cues. And so the same thing applies to us. Dimming the lights, stopping with the work, heading towards the bedroom, making a tea or a drink like this is really that cue for the body that, hey, the day is done, we're heading towards bedtime. So it's a wonderful way to kind of move in that direction. And now I'm going to share with you guys about self-care. Just wanted to check my time, make sure I'm okay with everything with you guys. If you guys have any questions or you want any more information, I know the different herbs and spices and everything, I went over them pretty quickly. I'm happy to answer any questions. You can always message me. I'm happy to support you guys. I want you to feel like I'm available, because I am. And I want you to feel like you have a space here to share about what you're doing. So if you have a certain tea you use for bedtime, a certain latte or drink you make, definitely share it in the comments. We can all grow and learn from each other. If you have a certain recipe used for an evening that you love, share it. I love trying new things. I love experimenting with what really helps my body sleep. One thing I love sharing is we're all different. All of our bodies are different. So you have to customize. There's no one plan fits all. And it's taken me time really to absorb and apply all of these things that I'm sharing with you today. But as I did, I found that the sleep I got was just profound. And so that's why I wanted to share some of these with you today. Because once you start doing some of these, you'll find, whoa, I got amazing sleep. I want to do that again. So it's almost like becoming addicted to healthy habits and rituals. So now let's go into self-care. In Ayurveda, we teach a lot about self-care. We teach about how to use 12 steps of self-care to have optimal health, to have glowing skin, to have a vibrant immune system, vibrant digestion, to have healthy, luscious, thick hair, like all of it. The self-care rituals can give you a lot of things: youth, glow, vibrancy, a lot of the things we all crave. And I'll share just a few of them related to sleep, but just know we have a whole long series of them that you can do. So one of them is called dry brushing. And the benefits of dry brushing are, when you do dry brushing, you're moving the lymphatic system. So remember I shared those garbage trucks are going to come out, but there's many things you can do to help them. And dry brushing and Abhyang massage, taking a shower, these are all supportive. So let's say you do dry brushing at night. You take a dry brush and you start brushing yourself from the outside of your extremities inwards, from your legs up towards your heart. Now, dry brushing is something you can do outside of the shower. For me, I typically just lay a towel down in my bathroom or my bedroom, and I start doing my dry brushing. And then I take any food grade oil, such as sesame oil, coconut oil, almond oil, and I'll do Abhyang massage. So Abhyang massage just means that you take an oil and you rub it all over the body, and you're generous with the oil. You don't just use like a tiny sparing amount. You take a lot of oil and you rub it in your body from your toes all the way up to here on your neck. And then you can also give yourself a head oil massage. This has so many benefits. The skin soaks up the oil. You move the lymphatic system. It's an oleation of the joints. You're really supporting the body, but you're also grounding yourself. So grounding is something I'm a big fan of. It's a concept I love taking a deep dive into, but grounding means like grounding yourself into the earth, slowing yourself down, slowing down that anxious or stress or movement energy that a lot of us have in our lives because we live in modern day times. So to do Abhyang massage can be so grounding and supportive. And I put on here that the feet are the most important. So in Ayurveda, we teach that if you put sesame oil on the tops of your feet at night, that alone can help you get better sleep. So if you try just this one thing tonight, just put a towel down, rub oil all over, take a shower. You don't have to get all the oil off, but you can use a little bit of soap, and then go to sleep. You might get the best sleep of your whole life. Like it really drops you into like a deep slumber. And so I love it. I don't always make the time for Abhyang massage at night, but when I do, it's profound, the quality of sleep that I get from doing it. And then I put on here, take a hot bath or a hot shower. So to do that before bedtime is really good because you're going to heat the body up, taking a nice hot shower. But when you get out, all of a sudden the temperature of your body drops. You're cooling the body, and then you're going to go to sleep feeling cooler. So that's the intention there. I mean, showers are relaxing anyway. Baths are amazing and relaxing anyway. If you're going to do a bath, use some essential oils, use some Epsom salts. But also there's just a benefit to it in terms of the quality of sleep that you'll get as well. And now let's talk about yoga, stretching. So a lot of times when we go to sleep, we've kind of been running through our day, right? I don't know about you, but I'm usually on my laptop and I'm on my phone and my kids are around me, or I'm driving, so I'm forward, or dishes, which is forward, right? When in our whole day are our shoulders back? When is our neck back and straight? I don't know about many of you, but I'm constantly having like neck pain and shoulder pain back here because of it. So to take the moment, 2 moments right before bed to stretch, even simple stretches, rolling your shoulders back, doing this one from the picture, legs up the wall, doing pranayama, deep breaths, any of this will help you go to sleep and be in a more eased, comfortable position. I don't know if many of you have woken up in the morning and you've got like a crick in your neck and it's locked. This has been happening to me. I think I process stress in my sleep and I just wake up and boom, everything is locked. So the thing is, if we could have just stretched, done a couple yoga stretches, raised our arms, like, then all of a sudden you go to sleep with your muscles at ease, you'll have better sleep in the night and you'll wake up with less issues. So that's why I shared that on here, because a lot of times we don't think of yoga and stretching for better sleep, but it is beneficial. It's always been taught to do yoga nidra, to do a few stretches. There's stretches that help you get better sleep, like this one. So I encourage you to try, even if it's just one of them for a few minutes. You could even do legs up the wall and be on your iPhone. Not ideal, but you can do it. If you're too busy, still getting the benefits, or read a book while you're doing legs up the wall. I'm a big multitasker in self-care. So however you want to apply this one. And then journaling or doing a gratitude journal. So we have so much talk here in the West and so much science behind doing a gratitude journal. I have one called the 5-minute journal. I have one called the Start Today journal. I always keep one gratitude journal going throughout the year so that I build this practice of just noting down 3 things I'm grateful for from the day. And journaling is also so beneficial because sometimes we go into our evening with so much from the day that we haven't had time to process. And where are we leaving ourselves the time to process that? In our sleep. So instead of dumping all that into our sleep, journaling is a great way to like work it out on paper in the evening. Just sit down and think through things or whatever's processing through your mind so that when you go to sleep, you're going to sleep with a clear head. The intention is, how do I set myself up for amazing sleep tonight? And this is definitely one of them. And then we always guide on reading a book before bed, but not just any book. In ancient India, they've always taught that it's so important to feed the mind before you go to sleep. So instead of reading like business books that get you, excited about going and building new things, or history books that could be violent or anything like that, I was always taught that we should read something really positive. Like if you read spiritual books, then in your sleep, you're going to be going on a spiritual journey. If you read books about, God or spiritual topics of any kind, that is what is going to feed you through the night. So imagine how much more peaceful your dreams can be, how much more soothing instead of violent and dreams that wake you up. So we always talk about no devices, no TV, no violent movies, no watching the news, none of that before bed. And I would consider that 2 hours before bed. No devices is different because we're all iPhone addicts with social media. But if you can avoid at least the TV, news, anything that's going to disrupt you before bed, that's really the key. And then having that cup of tea or your evening latte before bed, that's something you can do. You can have your cup of tea, your book, and really be easing into bed for the last hour before bed so that you have a great night's sleep. And then also consider meditation or pranayama, a simple meditation you can do at the end of the day that'll help you release all the thoughts, release all the emotions and everything from the day, really putting you into a new state of mind before bed. So when you're getting to bedtime, let's say it's 9:45, and you say, you know what, I'm just gonna sit and set some positive intentions right now for my day, for my week, for something big coming up in your life. Just to pause and do that can be a really big deal. It can be what allows you to have that amazing sleep for the night. It'll set like a barrier from the day and what's moving forward with you into the nighttime. And I find that can be really profound. Pranayama just means deep breathing techniques that we have from yoga. So you can take, in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. For the meditation, I plan to record some and share them with you. So if you want them, please comment below. Let me know. I would love to send them to you guys. I'm recording those very soon. And then setting an intention I find beautiful, but also you can ask a question. So let's say you have something in your life that you're like, I just don't know which way to go. Your subconscious mind will chew on it for you overnight and probably spit out the answer to you in the morning. Whatever that thing is, like, should I go for it? Should I not? Should I work on that? Should I not? Should I work with that person? Should I not? Whatever the question is, if you ask yourself a question, sometimes that answer will come the next day. If you set intentions in the night, sometimes the universe will work with you on those through your sleep as well. So just putting that out there for you guys. But I find that a meditation at night, whether it's taking the mantra Soham, there's different mantras and different affirmations and meditations we can do at night that really help us ease into a deeper night's sleep and get that incredible sleep that we crave. And that's it for today, guys. Namaste. I love this topic of sleep. I wish I could be with you guys here all day long sharing about like all the things, because there's even more we can do for sleep. But let me know if you guys have any questions. I can see the group right here. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. Oopsies, I turned it on. But I'm here to share with you guys about sleep, about all these different topics that can give us vibrant immunity and vibrant health. More than ever this year, having a vibrant, strong, healthy immune system is so important. And I'm so passionate about how we can have that. What are the things we can do? Whether it's vitamin D, amazing sleep, meditation, yoga, movement, what are the herbs and spices we should have in our medicine chest at all times so we're ready to go if we do get sick? Are we reaching for things that really heal us or that just like cover things up with a Band-Aid and don't support us over the long term? And sleep is the biggest. If you can get this anchor of sleep in place and start seeing that you wake up refreshed and healthy, you wake up clear-headed and energized, and you don't need your morning caffeine to get your brain going, and then your next one, and then your next one to keep you going for the day. That can really change your whole life. Imagine how differently you would approach your whole life if sleep gave you all that. Imagine how much better you would eat all day. Imagine how much easier it would be to detox or follow any healthy food plan. All of that would be so much easier if you had this one building block in place. So I encourage you guys to follow some of these practices that you learned today. Let me know what you follow out of these. I would love to hear. If you have any questions at all, please message me or comment in the group. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Be well, and I'll share with you next week in the next Fusionary Reset. See you then. I don't know. See a button. I don't know how to escape either. There we go. There. That's done.